Our MC Kai finds himself facing a demon angel who is pleading with him to free her from the chains. But it seems that Kai is confused, as humans are the mortal enemies of demons and angels, so he does not understand why the big melon woman is asking him for help. As he screams to the sky that none of this makes any sense, we are taken to earlier that day when Kai and his companions are overlooking a giant pyramid in what seems to be the desert. As he watches the pyramid through a telescope, Kai explains that there are a total of 5 races in this world, and they are angels, demons, mythical beasts, spirits, and lastly, humans. All 5 of the races battled against one another before this time of peace, and it was his crew's job to monitor the pyramids to make sure that the demons sealed within them do not escape, in order to prevent another all-out war. After Kai has determined that the pyramid is stable, he gets back in the truck, and his male companion reminds him that no demons have been able to escape in the last 100 years, so he should relax a little bit. But Kai answers that they have to take their job very seriously, as if the demons ever escape, it will bring chaos and death throughout the world. Our MC has arrived back to the headquarters and is going through a training simulation where he is facing a massive dragon. He dodges the dragon's first attack and tries to respond with a punch, but the punch does very little damage as he is still low ranked. His female companion is forced to turn off the simulation before the dragon takes a bite out of him, and he tells her he can't get stronger without taking risk when she reminds him to be more careful. As they stare at the picture of the human hero called Sid, Kai wonders how Sid was able to defeat the heroes of all the other races in battle while only being a human. Even though that is the story written in the history books, his female companion is skeptical that Sid or his legendary sword ever existed because there are no videos or pictures of him, while there are video evidence of the other race's heroes in battle. After Kai tells her it wouldn't hurt to wish that a human can become so strong, the female companion wakes up the other who had been knocked out by the dragon earlier. She tells the boys that they have to think of a present to give to their friend Jean, who has risen through the ranks due to being so powerful, even though she is only the age of 17. As she discusses this, however, Kai receives a text from Jean telling him to meet her at a secret place and not to let his companions Saki and Ashran know about it. It was too late, however, as they have already seen the text, and Ashran tells Kai he better not be in a naughty relationship with Jean. Kai meets with Jean later, and we find out she is a beautiful woman with shiny silver hair. She tells him that he is probably the only person who doesn't get nervous around her and wonders why he is in training gear even though he is off duty today. Our MC responds he just came from training as he is trying to catch her in strength, but Jean tells him she just wants to spend time with him because she is supposed to transfer to another branch soon due to her promotion. As they shop together, Jean tells him that she wants to buy a present for Saki and Ashran as it will be the last time they see each other. When Kai asks what she means, his beautiful silver-haired date explains that she will be transferred to the Urza branch for 2 years. When she gets back, Saki and Ashran will have finished their military obligations and will become regular citizens. After shopping and eating crepes, the couple talk about how a 10-year-old Kai fell into a demon graveyard while on a mission with Jean's father, who is now the head of the military. Kai remembers seeing all the terrifying demons, but that was not the only thing, as he also remembers seeing and almost grabbing the human hero Sid's sword. As he tells Jean that nobody believed him when he tried to tell them what he saw, he finds that she has started walking while asking him what their relationship status will become in the future. Kai is confused and isn't sure what she means. When it looked like Jean was about to confess to him, however, the world suddenly becomes contorted. Everything looks wobbly and weird to him, but Jean does not seem to notice as she continues her confession. In that moment, however, a massive black hole appears in the sky and starts absorbing Jean into it, while a world-covering voice announces, "World reincarnation activated, executing the overwriting of the world." When Kai opens his eyes, he finds himself in what seems to be a post-apocalyptic world, and as he wonders what the freak just happened, a giant demon appears. The demon wastes no time and activates his magic circles when it sees our MC, but thankfully, Kai was able to use his weapon's case as a shield to prevent himself from being obliterated. The demon was not deterred, however, as he powers up 4 additional magic circles to fire at our MC, but Kai's quick thinking allowed him to load up 4 special magic negation bullets and snuffs out the life from each of the demon's attack. This shocks the monster, but nevertheless, it responds by targeting Kai's feet with a fire attack. Kai dodges and rushes at him. The demon retaliates by attempting to smash him. Kai dodges that as well and responds by firing firing a massive shot right at the demon's face, instantly incinerating it. As our MC thanks his hard work and training for being able to defeat a demon, another demon appears right above him, questioning how it is possible for a human to kill one of his kind. Not caring to think about it too much, however, the demon tells Kai to die as it powers up a magic attack, but in the moment, Saki yells for Kai to close his eyes as she blinds the demon with a flash bomb, allowing them to escape. When our MC asks Saki what is going on, she asks the young man how he knows her name. Kai thinks she is joking, however, but realized it might not be a joke when Ahran also tells him they have never met before. Our MC tries to remind his companions that they were in the military together, but is told that humanity hasn't had a military in 30 years because they lost the war against the other 4 races. Ashran explains that all of the human cities are now being occupied by the other 4 races. Most of the humans were enslaved, and only some of them became part of the resistance, which is what he and Saki are a part of. The group eventually arrive at the human underground city Neo Vashal, and Ashran explains that they took cover here after humanity lost the war. When Kai questions how humanity lost, Saki discloses that each of the other races has a leader, the strongest amongst them, which they call a hero, but humanity has no such person to represent them. Of course, Kai asks about the human hero called Sid, but once again, it seems that Saki and Ashran has no idea of what this stranger they just found is talking about. Our MC tries to explain that Sid is supposed to be able to defeat the other 4 heroes, but Ashran reminds him that if they had somebody that strong, they would not be living underground like moles. It is then revealed that there are several other human underground cities around the world who are overseen by the main force, and when Kai asks about the main force, we find that it is led by none other than Jean. Ashran and Saki salute their commander when she walks up to them. She thanks them for their hard work and asks about the boy they are with, as she has never seen him before. As Saki and Ashran narrate how they saved Kai, he tunes out everything as he stares at Jean, and when she walks past him, he screams her name while asking if she really does not remember him. Everybody else is left shocked as the stranger is telling their commander that they went out on a date together, but Jean turns and tells Kai that he must be mistaking her for somebody else. As she turns back to take her leave, however, the young man questions why she is dressed like a guy and reminds her that she was supposed to earn her commander position by becoming stronger than her father. This forces Jean's second-in-command, Phelan, to step in and stop Kai's rant, and he can only watch as Jean angrily walks away from him. As Kai is researching the world's history that night, he notices that only his existence, as well as the human hero Sid, are the only ones missing. But this does not make any sense, because if humanity lost the war, how does it explain the existence of the pyramids in this world that were created to seal the demons after humanity's victory? Wanting to explore the world to find answers, Kai asks Ashran to borrow his truck, and to Ashran's bewilderment, he finds that his body moved on its own when he throws the keys to Kai, almost as if it was something he did many times before. Kai eventually arrives at one of the pyramids and finds that it had been unsealed. Although he is not sure what to expect, he walks inside and finds Sid's legendary sword waiting for him at the pyramid's center. When he picks up the sword, however, a voice booms in the room, and it tells him that the sword is a key called a code holder. As Kai wonders what this means, the sword opens up a giant golden portal, and his body starts to disintegrate as he hears the voice of a woman begging for help. When he opens his eyes, however, he finds himself on a bridge with light blue sky as far as the eye can see, and the woman's sweet voice continues to almost lure him up the stairs. When he arrives, he finds a chained, golden-haired woman with beautiful bright green eyes, as well as 2 wings sprouting from her hips. As he wonders who she is and how it's possible for her to have demon wings as well as angel wings, the woman notices him and begs for our MC to free her from her shackles. As Kai stands there wondering what race the woman is, she introduces herself as Rin, and once again asks him to save her before she passes out. Kai initially tries to use his sword to cut and shoot the chains, but when he realizes it has no effect, he remembers that he now has the code holder in his possession and calls out to it. His weapon then transforms into Sid's golden legendary sword, and reality is seemingly cut into half once he uses it to slice off the chains, freeing the beautiful blonde woman. He catches her as she falls, but once she opens her eyes, she jumps away from him and calls out to someone named Vanessa, saying how dare she send a lowly demon to come fight her. But before Kai has a chance to explain that he is not a demon, Rin summons a massive magic circle and launches a devastating attack at him. As our MC wonders how he will survive the attack, a woman's voice emits from the sword and advises Kai to cut the attack in half, as the sword has the power to sever fate itself. Kai follows the voice's direction and cuts the attack in half while warping reality, leaving both him him and Rin dumbfounded. Our MC then tells the woman to not attack him again, as he is not a demon, and Rin apologizes while explaining that she has a hatred towards all demons and wants to incinerate them all. Given the Rin herself is not a demon, Kai wonders about where she came from, but the woman tells him she will do anything he wants, other than give him information on her race. With that, Kai asks Rin where exactly they are, and she answers that she has no idea as she was imprisoned here after fighting Vanessa, the leader of the demons. Kai is left shocked as the woman standing before him is able to go toe-to-toe with the leader of the demons, but Rin reminds him he is also impressive for being able to cancel out her magical attack. As Kai is about to credit the sword for the feat, a portal appears behind them, and a mechanical demon woman armed with a massive claw slowly crawls out of it. The demon woman announces that the fate Singularity entity has awakened and needs to be destroyed immediately. She then attacks the couple with her claws, and they are able to dodge at the last second. She continues to attack, but time and time again, her targets kept on dodging. While holding hands, the duo starts to make a run for it, but instead of chasing them, the demon woman opens up a portal and captures Rin with her massive claws through it. She then starts the process of erasing Rin from existence, but Kai is not one to lose two beautiful girls in one day, and swings the legendary sword so hard that it cuts the demon's claw in half, as well as creating a golden magical portal. This surprises the demon, because she did not expect the legendary sword to show up at that point in time, but it was too late as her targets escaped through the portal. When Kai turns to make sure Rin is okay, she jumps in his arms and tightly hugs him. He hugs her back and asks her if she has anywhere to go, but Rin says no, and explains that all the other races rejected her as being one of them. They called her an abomination, as well as something called the Fate Singularity entity. Kai explains that just like her, he is also currently without identity, as everyone he knew has forgotten about him. While they bond over similarities of their situation, Rin comes close to our MC's face and tells him he is the first person she met that has something in common with her, and that makes her heart really happy. As they walk out of the pyramid, Rin collapses because she is still weak from the earlier fight, and Kai tells her that he will take her to the human city so they can rest. She is hesitant to go in the city, as she does not trust anybody but Kai, and our MC is able to convince her to come by promising to not let anyone lay a finger on her. As Kai lays on the bed thinking about how Rin almost killed Saki and Ashran when they arrived in the city, a half-naked Rin runs out of the shower to tell him that the water won't stop running. He tells her not to do that as it is bad for his heart, but the girl answers that it's unfair that humans get to sleep on such a soft surface as she plows and rolls on the bed. Kai then explains to her that humans actually won the war in the world he came from, but for whatever reason, he was transported to a world where the opposite happened, and it is the demons that won the war this time. And speaking of demons, as they sleep that night, Rin suddenly wakes up and tells Kai the demons have arrived as she feels strong magical energy in the area. Sure enough, the city's alarm announces the arrival of an enemy race as buildings start to explode all around the human settlement. While the citizens are running for their lives, the magical barrier starts to break as the demons start to show themselves by casting fire attacks, aiming to destroy the hidden city. Seeing the demons' invasion of the peaceful city angers Kai, and he tells Rin he has to go fight as he is probably the only one who can take on the role of the hero Sid and save everyone. Saki and Ashran, as well as members of the resistance, fires at one of the demons, but their attacks have no effect on the monster. As Saki runs off to get a better weapon, however, she is suddenly attacked by the demon, but before it can petrify her, Kai jumps in and blocks the attack. As she thanks him, it was Ashran's turn to be petrified by a demon, but once again, Kai comes to the rescue by interrupting the demon's spell with his attack. But at this point, the demons are tired of playing around and try to double team our MC, but Kai is able to dodge their attacks at the last second, leaving the demons wide open for Rin's magical attack. While Kai thanks Rin for her help, Saki and Ashran arrive, asking him how he got so strong. But before Kai can explain, it is radioed in that these demons were only scouts, and two of them escape to tell the main force of this hidden human city. Because they know that the next attack will be even stronger, Saki tells Kai she wants him to come to the Resistance's headquarters to meet with the higher-ups, as they will need his strength to help save everyone. Kai agrees, and as they ride there, it's explained to him that the previous commander, Jean's father, had to retire 2 years ago due to an injury he sustained in battle, and Jean became his successor. When Kai arrives, he discloses to Jean and the higher-ups that he came from a world where humanity won the war war, but Mr. Baldy becomes angry as he believes that this kid is taking them as a joke. Jean interrupts the squabble and asks Kai for proof, but she cannot believe it when Kai starts to mention the names of people only the ones close to her would know. Falin comes to retrieve Kai and Rin later that night and tells them Jean wants to have a private conversation with them. When they arrive in her room, however, Jean greets them in woman's clothes and reveals that only Phelan and select members of the resistance knows she is actually a woman. Everyone else thinks she is a man. Jean then tells Kai that she is willing to believe him. She is willing to trust his words only if he uses his knowledge and strength from his past to help the resistance in their battle with the demons. As she goes over the plan of attack, Rin speaks up and reveals that attacking the demons will only make the situation worse, as if a high-ranking demon appears. It will be able to wipe out everyone with one blast. But Kai has a solution that shocks everyone. Our MC proposes that instead of trying to win small battles here and there, they should aim for the demon's head and attack their hero, Vanessa, directly. Jean tells him it is a suicide mission, as no one is able to defeat such a monster. But Kai reveals that only him and Rin will be battling the leader of the demons, and only need everyone else to distract the other demons to not interrupt the battle. As Kai explains the battle plans, Farin asks him why he is going through such lengths to help them, and our MC responds that he cannot abandon Saki and Ashran, but most of all, he will never abandon Jean. His answer was sufficient for Phelan, causing her to reveal that there is an underground tunnel they can go through to avoid being detected by the demons as they make their way to Vanessa. This is news to Jean, however, and she asks Phelan how come she never told her of these secret tunnels, but Kai responds that it's because Phelan knew Jean would try to rush in there to challenge Vanessa for the sake of the people and would likely get herself killed. Jean calls Phelan a baka as she softly punches her in the chest, but she is able to rise and proclaims that they will ready the troops to follow Kai and Rin into battle, and this time their target is the demon lord, Vanessa. I appreciate you for watching. Please leave a like if you're enjoying the story so far, and I will see you next time for part 3.